Greetings. Sorry it's been a while since I last posted, but I've been pretty busy recently. Not exactly sure what I've been busy with, but I've been busy. Anyways, quick little update as to what I've been doing since my last video. Basically, I spent most of my time farming and doing dungeons. I got my farming up to a decent level, and will probably max it out soon. The only real issue is getting gold at Cactus, as it is the only thing I haven't gotten gold for. I'm not even close to getting gold too, which kinda sucks, and I've been hoping that I'll be able to get gold on Cactus the closer I get to farming 60, but I'm currently farming 52 and I'm still pretty far off from getting gold. If someone has free time on their hands and is willing to help me figure out what I'm doing wrong, please message me in-game or leave a comment. You can also just visit my garden and take a look at my cactus farm, which could probably be the reason why I'm not getting gold, but I highly doubt that since I got my layout from a good farmer. Oh, and remember how I spent around 2 weeks getting harder than Mountain 7 and powder grinding to be able to start mining? Yeah, I kinda sold my mining gear because I found out that I don't really like mining as much. I really dislike setting up routes as they took 50 minutes or so of setting up, and although it does make a decent amount of coins, I can't do it while being semi-AFK, whereas I can almost fully AFK and only need to change keys every 2 minutes while farming. I can watch anime on my main screen and farm on my second monitor at the same time. I cannot do that for mining. Farming does make less than mining, but it doesn't require setting up, and I don't have to worry about griefers. I sold my mining setup for around 1 billion coins. I bought a legendary drag pet for 768 million coins, spent another 400 million or so on garden plots, and a further 140 mil on maxing out my hose and axes. And before you start saying that all that is worth way more than 1 bill, which is what I sold my mining gear for, I had coins from before I sold the mining gear, which covered for the rest. And to be completely honest with you guys, I really regret spending 400 mil on getting my garden plots. In hindsight, that was a terrible financial decision, which has probably set me back a lot. With that amount of coins, I could have recomped at least 40 talismans and gotten perfect jaspers on my armor pieces, which would have helped me with dungeons a lot more. Well, you can't exactly cry over spilled milk, so I'll just have to work hard to get the coins back. My dungeons RNG has been decent and I've gotten a couple of first master stars while doing M3s, and I've gotten only one third master star and one Shadow Fury from M5 in around 60 M5 runs, which I think is pretty good. I'm not exactly sure, but it doesn't really matter if my RNG is good or not, as either way that's good for me. It's good if my RNG is considered good, because that means I've gotten pretty lucky. It's also good if my RNG is considered bad, because in the long run I will average out and get more drops. If it's just average, then that's completely fine too, because at least I had a lot of fun doing these runs. I did most of my runs through Party Finder with random people, and sometimes with one other friend that I met through Party Finder. And this might sound stupid, but a friendly guy named Obama's Mama messaged me and taught me the strats for M6, so I'm sorta able to do that now, so shout out to Obama's Mama. I still can't clear that well at M6 because mini bosses take a while for me to kill, but I only die once every 5 runs or so, which is a lot better compared to when I started out with my multiple deaths per run when I started doing M3s. I also learned how to deal with shadow assassins in master mode, for the most part. The trick is to cloak and get close to the fucker and start walking backwards when you feel the bloodlust. Remove your cloak after the fucker jumps you and spray that piece of shit and start blasting. If you can't kill him by the time the spray runs out, repeat the process and do it until he dies. The issue is when I miss my spray or I get tunnel vision on the shadow assassin and forget about the nearby mobs because they hit like a truck and I ended up dying to them rather than the shadow assassin, which gets very embarrassing for me. The other thing I'm struggling with right now are frozen adventurers because they take a while to kill and I don't do good enough damage yet. I have been working towards getting better dungeon gear though. I've been investing my coins in getting 8 stars across my armor, gemstone slots, and I added perfect rubies and flawless jaspers on my armor pieces. Once EHP is no longer an issue, I will eventually switch out my perfect rubies with perfect jaspers. I will also be recombing my talismans one at a time to increase my MP so that I can deal more damage. Eventually, I will 9-star my equipment and get a G-Drag with 1 build bank, and I'll hopefully be able to start doing decent damage then. For that, I will need a lot of coins, which have been steadily occurring with time through dungeons and farming. Farming hasn't made me a lot of coins because I reinvest into the visitors, which gives garden XP, as well as farming XP, but I don't really care about that. I only care about the garden XP. I run dungeons whenever someone messages me to do them, otherwise I spend most of my time farming for farming XP, coins, and garden XP. I'm currently farming 52, and before I started I was farming 37. Currently garden level 12 and 75% of the way to 13. Farming levels have gotten a lot easier thanks to garden and super long plots of farm. I actually somewhat enjoy farming and will probably continue farming past farming 60 just because it is so chill and easy to do, and it also nets you a decent amount of coins. Eventually, I will also want to start fishing and get fishing 50, and I will absolutely not do foraging until they rework foraging. I know the admins are already working on a foraging rework, but only God knows how long it'll take them for the rework to happen. Fun fact, my highest rank skill compared to other players is combat, followed by alchemy. And very close to alchemy is foraging. My foraging skill is my third highest rank skill. For context, I'm actually maxed out in every other skill other than the 3 Fs, which are farming, foraging, and fishing. And foraging is my lowest level skill at 33. This just goes to show how much people hate foraging, and honestly, I wouldn't whine and bitch about it and actually grind foraging if it weren't for one teeny tiny uncontrollable variable. People. If I can get a lobby where I can grind foraging without other people disturbing my trees, I won't whine and just grind it out because the rates aren't actually that bad. But having to compete with other people for trees and getting lower XP rates per hour compared to what I'm supposed to without people really makes it unbearable. Heads off to foraging 50 players, you have my respects. I will absolutely not attempt foraging until the foraging update, where apparently you actually want other people to cut down trees with you, which sounds like heaven. Well, it was heaven until I realized that a foraging update will most likely result in them adding 10 more levels to foraging, capping it out at 60 instead of 50, which would be painful to grind, unless the rates get better or if foraging actually becomes fun. My next max skill will be farming, and my next target after that might be Cat of 50. We still have a ways to go, we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but for now, enjoy the Scuffed boss fight as you watch me suffer from my lack of DPS. Have a nice week everyone, and see ya!